Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to my YouTube video channel. This wonderful day. You can see someone cutting peeled tuber of yam into different slices. It is sunny at this particular time in Africa, and when it is sunny, you can utilize the sunlight to better make your food item. Food items in Africa comes seasonal, and one of the foods in Africa is called Àmàlà in the Yorubas. And I just want to show you a process that is followed to make Àmàlà. Àmàlà is a product of yam. Most people that make Àmàlà in the market, they use spoiled yam or even the yam peel. This is an example of the yam peel. The back of the yam, the very peel that is peeled, that is supposed to be thrown away, the peel, the back. Some people in the market, they use it for Àmàlà. To have a very good and hygienic Àmàlà, you need to prepare it by yourself at home or to supervise the preparation for somewhere else, so that you will not be eating the peel of yam. It is best to make this, to prepare this yam flour and store it when yam is in much supply, when the supply of yam is much in the market. You can see this tuber of yam, very big, is bought from a market here in Africa, in Nigeria, and we bought many of it. And then what to do with it is to cut it and make it into Àmàlà in preparation for when the season is going to be dried. What you can do to make food to be excess or in large supply in your home is to look out for when the food item is in season. Most foods in Africa are seasonal. Farmers plant and they farm when the weather is cool, is when there is rain. And when there is rain, they farm, and at the end of the day, they have excess of farm produce. This excess of farm produce find their way immediately to the market because there is no proper storage. And if they don't sell it, the food item will get spoiled. What most farmers do is to sell these food items at a very cheap rate. Why? Because the supply to the market comes at the same time, and since the supply is much, the demand for the food becomes lower. The demand for the food, for the competition is high, so the farmers have to drop the prices. What consumers can do at this time is to buy these food items in bulk and find a way to store it. As I've said earlier today, I want to take you through the process of preparing yam flour and storing it. Yam flour, as I've said, is used in the southwestern part of Nigeria, where we have the Yorubas. And I know we have Yorubas in other parts of the world, like Brazil, like Cuba, like Ghana, and some other parts of the world. We have Yorubas that are indigenous of those places. Also, we have Yorubas everywhere in the world. In the United States, we have Yorubas staying here. In UK, we have Yorubas in UK. We have Yorubas in Europe. We have Yorubas in Asia. We have Yorubas everywhere in the world. In Australia, in in North Africa, we have Yorubas everywhere in the world. In Europe, in America, everywhere in Asia, in Australia, we have Yorubas living there, doing their legitimate businesses. And the Yorubas find this food delicious, especially when it comes with gbegiri and ewedu soup. Now, what we have here is a yam flour. It has been peeled, and it is now, the yam have been peeled, and it is now soaked. It will be soaked for a few hours before it is now dried. It will be soaked for a few hours before it is now dried. This is the yam flour that has already been dried, and is dried already. When it is dried, the choice is yours whether to immediately, you can see it is dry, so it's easier to break showing you that it has dried, but it's not completely dried. We still keep on drying until most of the moisture content have been lost. When the moisture of this flour have been lost, as you can see, as in this case, it is not easy for the yam to spoil again. So as it has been dried, you can leave it in a dry state. You can leave it in the dry state. You can put it in sack. This is an example of a sack or a particular packaging material. You can look for packaging material, like you can look for a good packaging material. You can see the process of draining the water is ongoing now. After draining the water, the next thing is to sun dry or to air dry. If you live in an environment where there is no sunlight, you can oven dry it in batches, but it is best to sun dry so that the natural sunlight dries it. But if you stay in a place where the sunlight is not much, you can oven dry it. The aim is for us to preserve the yam and to convert it to yam flour. Now, when it is in the dry state, as you can see in this picture, what you can do next is to take it and to put it in an enclosure. You can get a dry drum with cover, and pour it inside and seal it and cover it and put it in a place where there will be no moisture, where there will be no water will reach it. You can do that. Another thing you can do is to put it in a sack. You have sack of rice, you have sack of beans. You can, after they are empty, the empty sack, you can take this and put them in the sack until you are ready to grind it, to take it to the grinding place where they have the grinding machine, where they will dry it, where they will grind it. And then once it is ground, it is ready for consumption. If you have plenty of this yam, dried yam, what you can do next is to grind it. You can grind it immediately. If you don't want to store it as it is in this dried form, you can grind it immediately. When you grind it, it will become powder. It will get to its powdery form, and then you can store the powdered form also in a container that is airtight container. You can get a polythene nylon. You can get other nylon. Now you can get a polythene nylon. You can get other nylon, and you leave it in that place. Now the water that is put in this, after rinsing with the first water, you put hot water in it, water that is warm water, and leave it and cover it for some days. The covering is not a must. What you are trying to do by so doing is to allow it to undergo some sort of fermentation. You allow it to undergo some form of fermentation. This fermentation process makes some toxic compounds that may be present in the yam to be lost. Remember that the yam is soaked in hot water, so some of the toxic content in the original yam, that because when it's in a floury state, you are not going to cook for too long. You are going to cook for a short while, so that is why. So this is like a pre-cooking state, a kind of pre-cooking state to make the cooking effect after it has been ground to be reduced, so you have reduced time of cooking. Now back to what I was saying. You now allow it to go into the machine, and it's dried. And when it is dried, then you transfer it to polythene bags. The size of the polythene bags depend on you. You can get small polythene bags and put it. You can get very big polythene bag and put it. You can get bags, different containers that are just airtight. You can get plastic containers. You can get iron containers. You can get aluminum containers, and then you put it in there. They must be clean and they must be airtight. And then you put it in the container, and then you leave it in the container until when you are ready to eat it. This effect is a kind. This àmàlà or yam powder is a delicious meal in the southwestern part of Nigeria, as I've said, and other parts of the world where the Yorubas are living. In fact, I have heard of some whites that love this Àmàlà, especially when it is with gbegiri and ewedu. So take advantage of the amount of yam when the yam is in season and the price is not too costly, not too expensive. Take advantage, and this applies to other food items also. And in the course of this, in due time, we're bringing other food items to us that we can store. We can actually store, and then we can process and store briefly. Other food items that we can store briefly will be brought to us in different forms as they unfold. So keep tuned. Hit the subscribe button below so that you can get to know when our new video is released. We will make attempt and all effort to bring you one YouTube video per week. Check our channel and see all our previous videos and the videos that will be coming. Hit the subscription button below this video that you are watching now, so that when the new video is released, you are going to be notified. So it is, and I also want to share this video with other people. Share this channel with other people. Let them know about this channel so that they also can benefit from what is going on here. So that it's not only you that will benefit from it, every other person can be a beneficiary. So today I've taken you through the process of preparing, of storing yam for the production, for the making of yam flour. I believe that you enjoyed it. Click the like button. Watch this video from the beginning to the end. All our videos, make sure you watch them from the beginning to the end so that you can grasp everything that is said. If you look at the video, it is not a rehearsed thing. We just took it and it brought it to you. So we are just natural. Just like this food item also is natural. See you next time. Bye for now.